Hi everyone, I'm Rihanna from A Frugal Life, and today we're going to be talking about 10 things that I'm not going to buy or no longer going to buy in 2021. So this year in 2021, I'm going to try to get a little bit more personal with you. So in the past, I've done a lot of generic videos on what you should buy, what you should not buy, things to save money on electricity and things like that. Those are all great videos, but I have been watching a lot of videos myself, and I realized that the videos I most relate to and that are most helpful to me are ones which give personal advice and antidotes, and things that have really worked for people. So these are the things that I have decided to no longer buy in 2021. I'm going to try to do a very low buy year. Not a no buy year this year, but definitely trying to do a low buy year. So it's not that I think that you're particularly interested in anything that I'm buying or not buying, but maybe by telling you the things that I'm not going to buy will give you some ideas of things to put on your list for not buying this year if you're doing a low buy year. So the first thing we're not going to pay money for is movies. So we are going to, of course, watch movies, but there's lots of ways you can do that for free. So not going to the movies is super easy because we weren't really big movie goers anyways. And right now, of course, we're in quarantine, so there are no movie theaters that are open right now. So I think this is a great time to transition to a life where we don't pay $50 or $60 to take a whole family to the movies. So first thing is we're not going to, of course, go to movie theaters. They're not open anyways. But we are also not going to be renting them from Amazon or any other service, and we're not going to be purchasing DVDs. We do have a large DVD collection that we've grown mostly through thrift stores. We're going to stop doing that. There are lots of ways you can watch for total free online movies. So one of those is Plex. There's lots of different torrent type sites like that. Make sure that you are doing a legal one and you're not causing any harm or problems with your computer if you're doing that. And then we did tone down our subscription services. So we were paying for things like Amazon Prime, Netflix, Hulu, and Disney Plus, and a bunch of other ones so we could watch lots of different things because we don't pay or we don't watch cable in our house. So we do have a cable service, but it's only in my aunt's room and she pays for it herself because she's the one that watches that. But we did keep Netflix because all of our shows are on Netflix, and we kept Amazon Prime because we use it for 100 different other reasons. So between Netflix and Amazon Prime and a Plex account that my husband has, we can totally cover any movie that we want to watch. If it's not on there, we'll just use our time in a more wise and productive way anyways. So hopefully spending $0, even thrift store dollars, on movies will save us a ton of money this year. The next is cutting and dyeing hair, and that's for both myself and my husband. My husband in the past used to dye his hair different colors like blue and green and things like that. He doesn't do it anymore, so we don't have to worry about that at all. He is totally fine with going 100% gray. In fact, he's somewhat looking forward to it. I, however, am not, but I do dye my hair at home. So I've occasionally, as a gift, gotten a service to have my hair dyed. I thought it was not worth it. It is just as easy and it comes out just as great a quality at home. And I have discovered something new, which I love, and that is Madison Reed. So I did do a review. I will post a link up above, or maybe it's over here. I will post a link up above that video I did reviewing Madison Reed so you can totally see the whole process of what you get and everything like that and what I thought of it. But I'm no longer going to be paying somebody outside to dye my hair. I'm just going to be using that, and it's fraction of the cost of having your hair dyed in the salon. And I found out it's even cheaper than the hair dye I buy in the drugstore. So that's going to work for me. And in addition, I am growing my hair very long and I grow my bangs out, so I don't really need haircuts other than trims. And I found out during quarantine that I can do that to myself with no problems at all. It looks just the same as if I went to Supercuts or another hair place to get my hair cut. So there's absolutely no reason in the future to ever pay for a haircut. And I've been cutting my husband's hair for the last 20 years. So we are not going to be paying a dime for salon services for haircuts or hair dye in our house. So next is furniture. When we first moved into this house, we moved out of an RV into a 3-bedroom house and we had 0 furniture. We were walking around literally in an empty house and sleeping on a mattress. And over the years, we have accumulated furniture, both through like Facebook Marketplace and thrift stores and things like that. I can say we have never bought new furniture for this house. We only buy used furniture. I talk about that in another video. I think new furniture is crazy expensive and it loses its value the second it walks out on a dolly out the door. But this year we have dedicated ourselves to not buying a single piece of furniture. So if we are given a piece of furniture and we want it, we will of course accept it. If we see it on Facebook no buy groups and we really want it, we'll get it. But we're not even going to be paying for new furniture in thrift stores. We're perfectly happy with all of the pieces that we have. And even if we see a new piece we really, really want, we've decided not to spend money on it this year. So no new furniture, no old furniture. The only thing we will get is free furniture if it comes along. So no furniture costs this year for us. The next thing is going to be very personal to me, but maybe you can think of something else that you can eliminate in your house similar to this. So I am going on a whole health journey this year. I'm trying to lose over 100 pounds, hopefully over long term 130 pounds. It may not look like it from the version of me you see on video, but I definitely need to lose 130 pounds. So I'm going on a strict Weight Watchers diet. I've been exercising every day, and I am giving up things like sugar in my household and Dr. Pepper, which is a huge thing for me. And I used to buy these 5-pound bags of candy and eat them throughout the week during work calls and things like that when I was stressed out. And that was my stress relief, and that caused me to gain a lot of weight. So I have completely eliminated buying candy and even cookies and things like that in my household unless they're Weight Watchers friendly. I will splurge on maybe a candy bar once a month when I'm out and about on a long road trip, but I'm not going to be buying those bags of candy. That's going to save me a ton of money. And I'm also eliminating things like ice cream and cookies and things like that in the house. So those are now privileges that I will get at least or at the most once a month when I'm out and about. That reduces it down from $13 a week in junk food to $1 once a month. So I think that's a great way to cut out some spending and actually improve my health. I actually am creating a second channel for vlogs and Weight Watchers and weight loss journey. So if you want a little more rounded view of me, and if you want to watch my health journey, I will put a link up above to the first Weight Watchers video that I have that actually goes out to my other channel. And if it doesn't work up above, I'll actually link it down below. Either way, you can take a look at that video as well. So next, this one's gonna sound a little bit crazy, but I will explain, so stick with me here. And actually stick with me throughout the whole video because I am going to give you a bonus 11th tip at the end with another frugal tip and recommendation that goes with it. So I decided to do 11 while I was in the middle of this video. But the next thing we're going to talk about is number 4 is deodorant. And don't worry, I have an explanation. So I invested in Lumi deodorant. I will put a link down below. It is very expensive compared to drugstore deodorant, but I discovered, I wanted to do a review for it, so I invested the money in it, and I discovered it lasts 10 times as long as regular deodorant. So you can put it on, you do not have to keep applying throughout the day. It smells great, it's not overpowering, it's very natural, and it is very good, better for the environment than other deodorants because you don't have to use as many and you don't have to throw as many things away. So I don't even know if they market it as supposed to be lasting so long and as so great. So instead of the deodorant I was buying in the store, I purchased a couple of them that was going to last me a very long time, and then I do have a couple deodorants I need to use up before the end of the year. So before I need to purchase new deodorant, it will be a whole year. I have enough to last me, and because I bought that long-lasting deodorant, it will definitely last me through the end of the year. If you want to see a link to that deodorant, you can. It is not a frugal purchase. It was something I had to invest in, but I think it's worth it because I'm not going to be spending $4 to $6 on deodorant throughout the month, as those tiny little deodorants that don't last very long. So this one, it lasts a very long time and it's totally worth it. The next thing is shoes. So I work from home, so I don't have to wear a lot of different pairs of shoes. I do wear shoes in the house for comfort and because I run around a lot and because I work out throughout the day in between calls and things like that. But I don't have to wear them out very much because I don't go outside. And I did buy this really nice pair of Skechers at the beginning of the year, half price. So it was very inexpensive at a discount outlet. They're very comfortable. They wear a long time. They've lasted for months. And because I like them so much, I went back and bought a second pair at that really inexpensive price. Exactly the same shoes, exactly the same size, exactly the same price, everything. So now I have a second pair. So when these wear out in a few months, if they wear out in a few months, I have a second pair to wear. Between these 2 pairs of tennis shoes, I definitely have shoes for the entire year because I work from home. So I'm not going to be spending a dime on shoes this year. I might purchase another pair next year. If I do, I will definitely go the outlet route and do the 2 pairs again because it lasts so long if you have pairs that you can switch out with. And if you buy a quality pair that doesn't run out or wear out by the end of the month. Physical books and audiobooks, and it's not that I don't read. I read a ton. I'm a huge reader. I read fiction, nonfiction, everything you can think of. It's that I've found other ways to get books, and I don't want to clutter my house with physical books anymore. So I have some copies of books that I love, the Little House on the Prairie books. I collect Nancy Drew books, but this year I will not be buying physical books. There are a few ways that I get them for free. So you can get them online for free at places like Gutenberg and things like that if you're reading old classics. You can get them on paperback swap. I do have a video up above, whichever way it is, up above, on paperback swap. So I might invest a little bit in shipping for that if there's a book I really, really want that's on paperback swap. I don't think I'm going to do that either this year because I just want to dedicate to not spending the money. But I have multiple library cards. So I have library cards for my local library as well as the library that's near where my mom lives, which is in a huge city. So between those 2 libraries, I can get digital copies that I can read on my Kindle of almost any book I could possibly want to read. So I can continue my reading through the library, through paperback swap, and then of course sometimes I get free books through review offers and things like that as well. So between all of those different things, I always have a ton to read and a stack of to read books. So I'm going to get through those books before I buy any more books. So no books in 2021. So next is one-time kitchen gadgets. I have spoken about this before, and I have invested in a few kitchen gadgets that I absolutely think are important to frugal living and that I love. That is my Instant Pot and my dehydrator, and and my food chopper. And between the 3 of those, I can pretty much do anything in the kitchen. And if I need to do something else that doesn't need those, I use a knife or regular utensils. So before I used to kind of love kitchen gadgets, but I have made a dedicated purpose to myself to get rid of gadgets I don't need and to not spend any money on any electric kitchen gadgets this year. So anything I will be doing in the kitchen is going to be used or is going to be done with the kitchen gadgets that I have. So no more kitchen gadgets in 2021. Next is disposable paper towels. So I actually have a roll of paper towels over here, right here. So I'm guilty of buying paper towels occasionally. If they're on super sale, I will buy them. But then if I buy them, I use them and it's just literally money that you're throwing in the trash because it's a one-time use product. So typically I have bar rags. I will post a picture up above of what they look like and a link down below. Their bar rags are some white rags that you usually use in a bar. I learned that I like them from my mom's bar that she owns, or they use them in restaurants to wipe down counters and things. They're extremely durable. They last forever. You can wash them a billion times and you can use them for anything, indoor, outdoor, anything you would use a paper towel for, you can use a bar rag. So I do have a ton. I'm going to get 1 more package of them and that is going to be less than a big pack of paper towels and should last me all year. So I just keep them in a bucket in my kitchen in a cupboard and I pull out a new one when I need one. Instead of a paper towel, I throw it in the wash and then I just refill them as I wash clothes. So I've decided to eliminate disposable paper towels altogether. I don't buy very many to start out with, so it's not going to be a huge loss for us, but it is a huge deal if you cut them out entirely and you're used to using them. So try it. You might like it. Bar rags are totally great. Useful alternative to paper towels. Number 9 is sewing and craft supplies. So I have always loved sewing and always loved crafting, but as I get more into YouTube, more into my classes, my graphic design classes, and more into my calls and things at work, because I do have a job that takes a lot of time, I realized I haven't crafted in so long, and I have buckets and buckets of craft materials, tons and tons of fabric that I bought at stores, thrift stores, and things like that. I just have a huge collection that if I don't touch, I will never use for the rest of my life. So I have decided all of that is getting used before I buy more craft supplies. So I am the kind of person that loves to look at craft supplies on Pinterest, but never gets the time to actually do them. So if I want to do a craft, I actually have the time to do it, I will just pull out the craft supplies I already have and I will use those. I cannot see any reason I need to buy new craft supplies. I will just use the ones I have. So no craft supplies, no fabric, not even at thrift stores in 2021. And my last one, well, number 10, is nail art products. So I have always loved doing my nails. I know it's not a super eco-friendly thing or sustainable thing, and it does take time, but it's just relaxing to me. I love the art of it. It is something I take the time to do even when I don't have time to craft. But I do have a ton of supplies. So I used to sell Jamberry back when I thought it was kind of okay to do LMs, and I'll talk about that in another video. But because of it, I have a ton of the Jamberry nail strips that you use to decorate your nails with. I have all the supplies for that. I have a gel kit that I bought last year and a ton of nail polishes for that, and I have regular nail polishes that I buy or I get through like Ipsy or things like that. So I have enough nail products to last me for the next 5 years if they weren't things that went bad. So I definitely have enough to get me through this entire year with no problem. It's not like you change your nails every day. I could probably share with my neighbors and 3 friends and still have enough nail supplies. So even though I love them and I love to buy them, we are getting frugaler this year, getting more minimalist. We're doing more of minimalism, frugal minimalism, and eco-friendly. So we're just going to use up the nail supplies we already have. We still can do nail art and no more purchasing nail supplies in 2021. And my last one, number 11, is actually a bonus one because I said 10. But I thought of this while I was making the video, and it is dog treats. So I have 4 dogs, and of course dogs deserve treats and they love treats, and I'm not going to stop giving them treats, but I realized I spend a lot on dog treats. Even at discount stores, I like to buy the cookies, I like to buy the bones, I like to treat them. But I realized that dogs don't care as long as they get a treat what it is. It doesn't have to be cute, it doesn't have to be frou-frou, it doesn't have to be Rachel Ray brand or anything like that. They don't care. So there are things that they like to get treats of that are good for them, and that I can do at home. So carrots, they absolutely adore. Zucchini, when I'm making vegetables at night, they absolutely adore. Frozen bananas are good for one dog, but the rest of the dogs don't like them. These are all things that are okay for dogs to eat. And then I have made dog treats before, and you can make dog treats in a big batch that lasts a very long time. So between my Instant Pot, baking dog cookies, and dehydrating dog treats, I can do enough dog treats for all 4 dogs without a problem, without ever spending a dime on special dog treats for dogs. So I will just use the ingredients I already have at home, use up things that I would ordinarily just throw away, maybe like scraps of carrots and things like that. And I will make their dog treats this year. So that is my number 11 bonus tip. You can make your own dog treats, and I'm going to try it this year. Maybe I'll do a video on the recipes later on down the line. If you want to see that or another video related to what I talked about today, put your comments down below. In the meantime, tell me what you're not going to buy this year in 2021. And as always, I love you all so very, very much. Please hit the subscribe button or at least the like button on this video, and come back for my next video on frugal and sustainable living.